What's up, guys? It's Ninja on the Ninja. And basically, I don't mind that. It's Judge Fletcher, and I'm actually a lot like him. But I wanted to talk about this. Basically, I'm going to show you that John Oliver went over something, he fucked up, he dismissed it. But that's literally the problem with the world, and it shows how Trump is the Trojan horse, and how he's doing things by ear, and how he's being influenced by everybody else, and how that's actually how the world
complaining about that
is working because bullshit and blah blah blah.
Something else she said later on in the interview, which wasn't a great answer, but it wasn't like the first one. The first one
Like everyone's saying, it wasn't a great answer. It was great. It was fine if you're smart enough to be able to see it, like I was. But
was grossly incompetent. It was weird. And that was fraud and election interference by their news magazine, a big part of CBS News.
Okay, so Trump's theory is that CBS secretly replaced Harris's answer to a question to get her to win the presidency, and straight away, complaining about that is a bit like accusing me of hiding the secrets of my skincare routine. One, I don't have one, and two, even if I did, it doesn't matter, because it's not like it worked, did it?
that's not the point, though. But continue.
But it's worth knowing the only reason he's aware of that weird answer is that it aired in a promo for that 60 Minutes interview on Face the Nation. So CBS...
So, right there, what he just said, he's only aware of it because of this. That's true with everything. He may feel a certain way, but like, you have to understand there are people in his ears that, oh my god, immigration, the immigrants came in, they did this. And he's like, what? They did that? Yeah, they did that. He's like, yeah, it's bad. We must do everything we can to stop it. And that's why he's making rules and regulations the way he is because people are just trying to lead him on. And that's the way the world is. And that's why. Basically, yeah. What the hell? My page is gone. What the fuck? Don't close it. What happened? My paper's gone. My page is gone. I mean, there's quite a few pages, but they're pages. They're like 10 kilobytes and 9 gigabytes. But basically, I've read it into most of my videos. And you need to know that the burning blackout did happen, and you're seeing it. If that page is indeed gone, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I found it. Phew. Okay. Okay. What I was gonna say was they're taking like I don't know if they found me yet, but basically the burning blackout and that shit is happening, and it could happen to me. Is what I'm saying. Whereas what happened was there are bad leaders, there are false gods. Kamala Harris proved it. John Oliver fucked up. I didn't see it, but I did. Basically, that's true. And I say the bad leaders I have so far are or influencers or influenced. Um, Basically, Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, R.K. Jr., Matt Gaetz, Thor Bobert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marco Rubio, Ginny Impero, such as that. I put down Matthew Cawthorn because he would be one, but because he was like, whoa, what the fuck? Mitch McConnell's fucking a 14-year-old doing drugs, and all the other congressmen are here in this orgy, whoa, and everyone's doing drugs, whoa, and like, what the fuck? You're not supposed to say that shit publicly. Holy crap, and they got rid of him, right? Because that shit does happen, and they don't talk about it anymore because they don't want you to talk about it. But it happened, and they don't want to talk about it. That's what's going on. Is that's basically what you put it on everything. So as I mentioned him, Fox News, like that's what they do. They and then all the spin-offs. And I think what John Oliver's talking about here is a spin-off of Fox News, basically. Um, an example of influencers and influence basically is Donald Trump and how he was a Trojan horse to allow all these people in. Now that they're here, they're doing bad things, and it's not Trump. It's just they're being led. Trump is being guided to do what he does, but everyone else is doing things. And again, the people I listed before, Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, and such, all the way down to Marco Rubio and Gene Pirro, they may be sheep, but they're playing this game, basically. And again, Donald Trump is enabling them through Trojan horse. Elon Musk also is a Trojan horse through his riches and influence, and God knows what else. He's basically a Trojan horse, and again, for all those people I mentioned before. And the reason why all that's happening is because liberals have no spine, they're too soft and or stupid and unforgiving, basically, and this so they don't step up, basically. But if they fuck up and you're like, I'm sorry, then they'll fucking cut your head off. But if you fuck up and you're like, I don't care, then they just say, oh, whatever, and they back away. And there's no middle. There's no, like me, for example. Like I will tell you it's okay. I will accept you in, whatever. It's fine. Like a bitch is like you fucked up. You have a life and you have a career, or whatever. That's fine. You can live in my bitch house. That's fine. You crossed the line and you can't be a certain thing, but I'll allow you to be, whatever you want to be. But just no. Anyways, so, and the point, proof of just not going far enough is Long Island audit. Basically, goes to court just to settle out of court, and he'll never finish in court because he's a bitch. It won't go far enough. But because of people like that, Jeffrey Epstein happened, 9/11 happened, COVID shutdowns happened, and the Trump's tariffs happened, and they exploited all of those. 9/11, there's probably a bunch of money at both the buildings. Now the money can't be accounted for with COVID shutdowns. Basically, a lot of places down in California couldn't keep up with the moving goalposts of buy this healthcare to stay open. Okay, I'll buy this healthcare to stay open, and they kept doing that. And eventually, they shut down. And what happened while they shut down is all these rich oligarchs from the East, basically, or yeah, the East in America, and all the red and the conservatives and whatnot came over and bought all that shit. And that's why there's a bunch of red blips in California. It's because of that bullshit. Um, on top of that, the tariff, same thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's an example of how they exploited that. And I said, oh, the tariffs are going to show up. And then everyone pulled the money out, rightfully so. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene runs in the middle of the night and says, oh, by the way, I'm going to buy all this shit. Buys all the value, buys this for like 90 cents when it was worth $9,000 at one point, right? So then she owns all of it, and she's just fucked up enough to make it public. And there's probably a bunch of people follow the money. You gotta dive deep. You gotta dive fucking really deep. Really get rid of the cancer if you want to. And basically, it's manipulation, like reverse psychology. You think of Pavlov, the bell and the drooling dogs and whatnot. It's the same thing. Reverse psychology is the brain. You don't want to drink the soda. Yeah, I do. Fuck you, man. That works with kids. But this manipulation, the Pavlov and the bell works on teenagers, basically, to make it simple for dumbasses out there. This stream, by the way, is not sponsored by Rainstorm, the one energy drink I like. If you want to give me money, go for it. I don't care. Just know I've been drinking it and suggesting it before they gave me money if they do so. But anyways, we have ego-driven reporters who I would say John Oliver to a certain extent. But I wouldn't say. I don't think he's ego driven. Much like Luca Beasley, Adam Mockler, Kyle Kalinske, David Pacman, Philip DeFranco is the worst. Colton Wexlot Vogue, Hassan, who's also the worst. Tim Pool is pretty fucking bad. Caroline Levitt, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Laura Trump, Mike Huckabee, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Ducey. They're in it because the Iron's hot. They get paid, but they get out. And that's the idea. I'd like to point out that there's somebody by the name of Emeru. She's in a protection void that can be exploited. And this is the left. Basically, unless you say what they want to hear, you can't get in. But if you do, they'll let you in. Even if you're a fucking a tiger or a lion or a bear, if you smell nice, they'll let you in because they're fucking idiots. And they live in a shell and they die by the shell, basically. So, and then to a small extent, Megan is at pressed. First half of the video was clickbait about First Amendment shit, and followed by good stuff where they actually were like, "Hey, what's your business? What do you do with your hours? What do you sell and whatnot?" Like that's fine, but for example, he was like, "Oh, I can record it because I'm on the sidewalk." But the point was, they were painting. It was a private business, and the artist requested to not be featured online. It's not that you're not allowed, that you can't. It's just, can you not? Because we're asking you not to. You can if you want. We're not challenging you. Don't changing anything. You're not like, oh, I'm doing it because First Amendment auditing. I'm making sure you take our rights. There's no one taking your rights, you stupid bitch. So that's why I pointed it out. And people are like that. But anyways, now that that's said, and hopefully you learned or take away from that, play it back, reverse it, write it down, understand that that's what's going on in America, and this is why I had this paper. And while I was kind of scared that I was gone, I was like, oh no, they're coming after me. Because, yeah.
Yes, aired it. They weren't trying to hide anything, and if you're curious, here are the two versions. Here is what aired on Face the Nation.
And for the record, what Kamala Harris said was actually pretty good. It's just that people who watch are fucking idiots and they think it was bad, but go ahead.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
That, as he's saying, that was a great answer because that's exactly what's going on in America down to a T, basically. And that's why we can't hold anyone's what's called foot to the fire because it was somebody else that did it, but it was somebody else that influenced it. It's kind of like what I was telling you before. Remember how I mentioned that one thing? How I was like, oh yeah, there's Pavlov and the dog's drinking and whatnot. That's basically what's going on and what she said. We have developed them to act a certain way without us needing to tell them to act a certain way, so that when that certain thing came up and they did what they did, hey, they did it on their own. I wasn't involved. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. They drooled on their own. I don't know. They just drooled. I don't know. But you hit the bell, didn't you? Well, yeah, but it's just a bell. Who cares? And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not. You can fill in the blanks if you're smart enough. I doubt you're probably stupid. And proof is this. This is what he says about what she said.
That is a pretty shitty answer.
No, it wasn't. That was a really good answer. That was a legit answer. Yeah, there's no meat to it, but that's the point. You can't have meat because now you're guilty, and now we can point the finger at you because there's enough evidence there to point the finger at you. But if you do what she said, who did it? Who did it? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you.
It's like she's trying to express a thought in English, but with French grammar. It sounds like someone just shook her awake and yelled, Israel, at her. So,
again, to dumbasses, sure. But to people who are smart and educated like myself, or intelligent like myself, I should say, not so much. And that's what it comes down to. So she's actually doing very good.
Trump is not wrong. That was bad.
That was good.
And here's the supposedly much better answer that 60 Minutes aired that night.
And this one is more meaty and actually had, there is a target or something you can point to here.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We are not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Right. And that's pretty fucked up. And that just goes to show you that the people that I mentioned before, let's go back to my list. Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, R.K. Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marco Rubio, Janine Pirro. They're smarter. Well, at least Paul Ryan is, Steve Bannon is. There's certain people they're smarter than even John Oliver here, and I'm smarter than John Oliver, and I can see it, and I'm pointing it out to you what they're doing, but you're overlooking it because you're dumb. I'm seeing them eye to eye. I'm seeing Kamala Harris eye to eye, but you're too stupid to understand and or see it. And that's the left's justification is, oh, we're too stupid to understand, so it doesn't make sense and it can't be true. And that's why Trump's getting away with it. It's because you dumbasses are too stupid and you're not paying attention to me. Just like in the Bernie blackout, if Bernie Sanders was the president, I guarantee this shit would not be happening. But that was the point of the Bernie blackout, is to make sure that Trump won. And they made sure to only talk about Trump. Even if it's bad press, it's still press. It's way more than Bernie Sanders got. And guess what's happening to me? They ignore me. No views, no likes, no anything, nothing. I get one viewer on my stream at a time. I'll be live on Twitch for like 4 hours at a time. One viewer, and sometimes my mods come by and that's it. That's it. I'll have like 2 or 3 viewers at tops. And because the reason why is because they control the algorithm, they control the tools and whatnot, and they press the bells. Because of what she just said, we're influencing the system, but we're doing it in a way where it's not us. It looks like it's not us, but it's us. It's just no one can tell. Basically, is what she said. Basically, she don't want to put it out there because now they know what we know. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to be subtle about it. Oh, you didn't tell me exactly your game plan or exactly your methods. What the fuck? And the problem is, they're smart. If they know that's your method, I'm gonna counter you. It's just like me. If I know what you're doing in StarCraft, I'm gonna kill you. Like I would start. There's this build called 4Gate, basically, right? And basically, like people call it all-in cheese because I would be like 93.47 ish, 46, 47, somewhere around there. Amount of people. Like I just would win because, and they go cheese all in because they're greedy fucks, right? Like this Nero Zerg. I have a video about him, right? But basically, StarCraft 2 is dead now because of the likes of him. But anyways, so I would cheese it all in these people with aggression because I know that they're gonna be greedy. So I send an early armory to test their front wall, and we walk right in, we're like, whatever, and we just kill you. That's it. Basically, cheesing it all in. How dare you punish me? How dare you do exactly the opposite of what I want you to do? That's what intelligence is, essentially. Like, I'm trying to beat you. So, of course, I'm going to do that because I'm trying to beat you. And StarCraft 2 was like, oh, well, like you guys are only like 30% of our player base, so we're just gonna go ahead and remove that part of the game, and we're gonna just allow the rest of the sheep to play. And basically, it's a money dump and just a way to get money in tournaments. And oh, look at us, it's pretty flashy colors, all the pretty lights, yay! Look, at you doing stuff. And there's no strategy involved. Yeah, there's like certain mistakes that can be made or exploitations or whatnot, but there's no strategy. It was a strategy game, and they removed like a huge. So, anyways, they removed 30% of the player base, and guess what? That's why the game was alive. Most of those players were filling the roles in tournaments because I would cheese you, right? And then on my way, I would meet your army of cheesers, right? And I'd be like, oh shit. And then we'd play a game from there. and then they would fight like, hey, they're here, and go on and blah, blah, and then you pull your units back, and you go back again, but this time with a little more, and then same for them, and that's strategy. Oh, that's about to die, so you go and cast this, throw shit at it, and kill that unit, and then, oh, fuck, they're killing that one, quick, pull it off, save it, save it, save it, and so that was the strategy, you know what I'm saying? That was Warcraft, that was StarCraft, what it used to be. Basically, the reason why Warcraft sucks is because that's all it became. But you were a Blade Master Orc, and your game was decided if what's called the clause of damage dropped. I forget the name, but if you didn't get the clause, then you had a hard game on your hands, basically. But if you got the clause, you're in good shape. Like you were probably gonna win that one, and that's what it came down to, basically. So that's why I quit. Cause I was like, you can't play anything else. You can't do anything else but that. Where's the fun in that? Like what the fuck? So the game is balancing. They found an exploit that ruined the game and killed it, right? But in StarCraft, literally because people like Nero were too stupid and stubborn to admit that they fucked up, they removed us. And what happened is like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he decided to be to all in and cheese somebody, but he called it aggression. Oh, because that person didn't scout, much like he doesn't. He didn't. He wouldn't scout and whatnot. He would send an overlord across, and it's like a free scout or whatever. And that's why he would do it. And so that's all he would do, though. He wouldn't send a worker. He wouldn't, like, really try. You had to fucking try. You know what I'm saying? So because he could just sit there the count, like, I'm so fat. And just so, it's a channel clicker. He just click, and that's basically what it was. And so because he could do that, he'd bitch, and they cut it. But anyways, so he finally got off his ass, and he's like, hey, he didn't scout. So he ran some Zerglings over, built banelings, busted the wall down. That was barely a wall, and the guy didn't know it was coming, and he won. And I'm like, that's what I do. And he called, oh yeah, I beat some guy. Oh, this is the guy that I beat using some aggression. But that's what I did to you once upon a time, and now you're making it. Anyways, the point is, you guys are fucking stupid, and that's why America is falling. Because, like Oliver, you guys are fucking idiots. But they have smart people, and they have like brilliant thinkers and whatnot. Sorry, I had my phone standing, it fell over. But they have Paul Ryan and Jeff Sessions and Steve Bannon, and they have a good team, basically. And that team is so hands on and hands off that nothing can be done because you guys are fucking idiots. So that's why we have what we have.
I mean, I guess that sounds slightly more coherent, but they are both fundamentally celebrations of prepositional phrases and the passive voice. In both, she is talking like a high schooler trying to hit the word count.
Again, this is why I stopped watching the video. I'm probably never gonna watch it last week tonight again because this was fucking a sad rendition of what happened. Like, if you're telling me how it goes and this is what you're telling me, that's sad. I need to find somebody else because you're not hitting it anymore, dude. You're too stupid. Even Paul Ryan, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Steve Bannon, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marco Rubio, and Janine Pirro, rather. They're running circles around you. Meanwhile, you're like, that was so stupid, that was so dumb, like, fucking idiot, haha, we're taking your money, you didn't fucking, haha. And yeah, anyways. But yeah, I'm out, so people be happy, be safe. That was the point. I forgot there's something else that brought me to it, but trying to remember. Let's go ahead and do this for the morning here.
Hi guys,
nope,
today's video,
that's not it. Close that.
I found another
No,
cool
close that.
yoga trick.
The hell? I hit space to pause it and pulled up the alt button. Now which button did I push? What did I push? Ah, I hit space and for some reason it pulled up my main, like the button that you click for Google Assistant, switch account and sign out and stuff, but I don't know why the fuck it did that. I normally need spacebar to pause, but oh, because I pull up a lot of the shit. For some reason, when I Googled you, I was looking you up, and it started pulling shit up that was from like 2024, and I was like, what the fuck? Why are you showing me this shit? The hell? Um, yeah, I don't remember. Judge Fletcher, maybe?
Probably. I need to look at everything. I haven't seen anything yet. Why?
No, something.
I just got it, Your Honor. So I need to look at everything. I haven't seen anything yet.
Ms. Arzol, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Yeah, if I can remember or find what I referenced, I'll pull up another video. But till then, that's it. So be well, be happy, be safe. I'm out of here. Hopefully, I made my point clear. And the point is that you guys are stupid, and you gotta stop being stupid. I actually got a comment that actually fits this moment real well. Because they try to say I'm bad, right? And basically, my response was good. It was great. There, yeah. Dude, are you drunk in this vid? You sound like you're drooling all over yourself. It's called a stroke victim. Now go rub the asshole off your face. You are disgusting to even a man who prevents himself from drooling. This explains why you are miserable and why you want everyone else to be miserable. And I told them to go to Africa if you think being serious is an offense, you fool. LM what? Like LMAO what? And I said, you too. And he said, dude, stop digging your own hole. I'm making a video. Oh, shit. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes, when I'm writing, it'll post it before his name, not after like it's supposed to. I'm making a video right now, and this comment chain is in it because you guys are a perfect example of why America sucks. You take people and lead them the wrong way. So literally that's what I said. I said I'm making a video right now, and this comment chain is in it because you guys are a perfect example of why America sucks. You take people and lead them the wrong way. And it's true. It's absolutely true. Basically, they're stupid. They didn't graduate, and instead of trying to make amends and graduate, they're trying to get other people to be stupid and not graduate. And I was like, okay, if you want to fuck around and party and be an idiot and be a gravedigger for the rest of your life, fine, go ahead. But trying is like why America was great, because once upon a time, it was full of people who had fun trying, basically. But the problem is, we have people that are fakers that want the money that they would give me that I built up for myself, and they want that for themselves. So they try to displace us, basically, by faking like they can do it, like our government, right? They fake like they can do it because they want all the benefits. The problem is, they're fake, so they quit, they retire, they just bend the knee, whatever the deal, whatever the case. Like me myself, like Bernie Sanders, I would no. You can bend the knee, you can say whatever the fuck. Let's go, bitch. Let's go right here, right now, right here, right now. Let's go. Let's debate. Let's talk. Let's fucking fight. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like the point is, like I ain't going without a fight. These little fucking coward, little fucking idiot dumbasses are. And again, if that's what you want, fine. But there's a reason why England invaded you, because you were too stupid. So were they to fucking do what they did. But America is a sweet spot right in the middle of the two, right? We have people who are nothing but like African, and I want to be African too. I do. I want to just have a house and a home. I want a son. I want a daughter. I want a wife. I want her to make me a sandwich. I want to sit down. I want to eat that sandwich. I want to die much like that midget in Game of Thrones with my wife's cock or my wife's dick around my with my wife's mouth around my dick. Basically, that's how I want to go. That's how I want. That'd be great. But I have to understand that there's people with guns and nukes and shit that want to fucking take it off for themselves because of hell insignificant losers that can't make what I have or get what I can get, so they have to fake it or take it from me. Basically, I have to be aware of that to hold my own, because that's not that I'm not playing fair. It's that they ain't playing fair, and I have to be aware that they're not playing fair. Like I'm pretty sure all these comments are fucking bots and shit that are coming from fucking haters paid to try to make you look bad because they want you to keep following fucking idiots like Kyle Klinsky, right? Like I'm gonna keep telling you how it is, but that makes me. I'm gonna say Kamala Harris did this one thing before I tell you that. I was brushing my hair the other day and like my feels and my stuff and my things. So like I want to tell you about all that and blah blah blah, and it's like that has nothing to do with anything. What the fuck are you talking about? But that's the focal point. That's again, to go over it again. Why not? Why not? Bad leaders, false gods. Kamala Harris proved it. And again, John Oliver, who's one of our greats, he fucked up. He didn't see it. And again, I did. What's going on is people like Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marco Rubio, and Jeanine Pirro. They're pulling a tarp over your head, and you're just like, wee, this is fun. And they start beating the shit out of you. Like, what's going on? Why am I hurting? Wow. And yeah, that's basically going on. Then Fox News and blah blah blah, and all the other spin-offs of Fox News are trying to influence you and tell you that's what you want to be. Isn't it great? Now Trump and Elon Musk are just a fucking ship that they used to sail to get past the gates. And now that they're here, which is called the Trojan Horse, by the way, and now that they're here, they're dismounting from the ship and invading the system and healthcare and whatnot. Everything in the government is being fucked up because of this, and everyone blames Trump like he's smart, but yet you ask him 2 plus 2, he's like, it's 7 because I'm so great. And it's like, why are you blaming Trump? He's a Trojan Horse, you fucking bitch. And again, this is all going on because liberals are too spineless, or they're too stupid, and for that they pose as unforgiving. Like, oh, you made a kind of argument with a woman from Bill Burr. I'll play that too. Fuck it. I forget to save it because I'm a fucking idiot. Bop, 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 bop. Arguing with a woman, Bill Burr. This is important. You have
never
to
address how women argue, which I think is the core of a lot of that shit. You know, and I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, so if you.
But you hear how what I'm trying to tell you is you hear how silent the audience is. It's because you're all fucking sheep. Like, are we
Never
allowed to
address-
laugh? Are we allowed to laugh? Is that funny? Can we cross that line? That's why you're afraid of the word nigger. They want you to be, because they know that, like okay, the American flag is red, white, and blue, right? The reason why it's red, white, and blue is because there's a red, then there's a blue, which is liberals and conservatives, but there's also a white, where you're allowed to exist in the middle and do whatever the fuck you want, and that is kind of where you could be God, and you're allowed to just kind of reach, kind of how the sun has solar flares. That's what you're doing, right? Whatever you want to do, as long as it's, to yourself, and that white is protection, by the way. Nope, go back to your own. Nope, go back to your side. And the right, on the red is like, oh well, I'm trying to make it where you put that into classrooms. You have to know about the Ten Commandments in the Bible. I want you in every classroom, and that's why they're trying to bring it up, because that's why the right fell, because you already have that obedience and loyalty in you, built into, through religion, through the military, through hierarchies, like in the cops, and why we have what's it called, the American flag, but they made the blue flag or the black flag with the blue line through it. That's what's going on. They just hijacked those movements and tricked you dumbasses into doing something you shouldn't be doing. You wouldn't do if you knew better, but you're too stupid to figure it out, and you're just playing along. That's why the audience is like, should we laugh? Like, is that funny? It's because you don't know. You're sheep.
How women argue, which I think is a core.
And again, those people I mentioned before are leading you and making it worse. And they're trying to make me look bad, who's like, yes, you can laugh. They're trying to make me look bad, and everyone's coming after me. And they're trying to say, oh, well, don't listen to him, he's stupid, you don't know better. But I deal with them at parties. Even in Destiny's chat room, there's one girl who's like, talking to me, right? And she's like, oh, you said N-word, you can't say the N-word, N-word's bad. And I was like, what, nigger? She's like, you got balls, kid. And then some kid's like, no, he can say that. And he says, immediately, like, there's a vagina presence. Immediately, fucking influence and manipulation took a foot. And that's what happened.
Of a lot of that shit.
Because nigger's just a word. There's no context. It's just a word. If you want to cry and bitch about it, go on your side. Red, blue, whatever. Go on your fucking corner and cry all you want. But the second you try to make me cry about it too, now you're crossing the line. Right? That's what that is. Now you're crossing the line, Karen. Right? Understand?
You know, and I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing.
And Bill Burr, it's not how women argue. It's just, again, like I said, there was a reverse psychology which works with kids, right? Don't drink that. Don't drink your milk while I'm gone, because I want to give it to you later, okay? He comes back. He's like, what the hell? You drink your milk? And the kid's like, ha ha ha. That works. It works fine, but at some point, that doesn't work anymore. That's what I just told you. Again, I have this written down to 2. Where is it? Pavlov, the bell and drooling dogs. Alright? Basically, I ain't telling you to do it. Right? Dogs, for example, and we want them to drool, but we don't want to give them steak. Okay. Well, we're going to teach them how to do that. We're going to give them steak and make them drool. And then we're going to ring a bell every time it happens, right? Every time we ring a bell, we give them steak, right? And I learned this in school, by the way. And I've not learned it in school, but again, because all school is structuring the chaos that is your brain, essentially. And this is why I say be careful, because education removes your intelligence, because the more of one thing you are, the less of something else you can be. And I'm somebody who wants to be in the middle of all of it, basically, just do everything. I want to be able to play basketball, football, math, soccer, hockey, science, whatever, like the human body genealogy and shit. I want to talk about, think about. I'm knowledgeable and aware. I'm an alpha. I'm an alpha as fuck, bro. But anyways, yeah, that's what they do. So what happened is now the dogs show up, right? They're looking around and they pay attention. But a bell rings, ching, and the dogs start drooling. And America's like, I didn't do it. I give them steak. I give them steak. And we're like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? I don't know. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That's why. That's what's going on. You're fucking idiots. You're fucking idiots. That's what he's talking about.
Every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around.
He's blaming on females, but it's just evil
I have
in general.
begun a winning tradition. This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it.
Right. That's actually absolutely correct. I have a hard time with this one. I should write this shit down because I always try to think about it and I try to freelance because again, education limits you. So I try to remember, and that helps me remember. The second I start writing shit down, it's why you don't remember your phone numbers anymore. It's not that you can't. It's just that your phone does it for you. So why? And people forgot how to do it. Once upon a time, people used to remember a bunch of numbers. Nowadays, I barely remember my social security number, right? That's what it is. I barely remember my social security. And you notice how I just kind of like, and that's because Spanish is was my first language. I forgot it. Now I speak English, but I have the cadence of Spanish still. Also, I had a stroke, so the sound of my fucking mouth doesn't work. Like the top right, like right here. Racial control and but yeah, so they stay on point, and they won't let you change the subject. Basically, again, it's very rare that it happens, and that they are allowed to do this, and that's why I struggle. I know I said I should probably write it down. But anyways, continue.
But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along.
What's his name? Obama's tan suit. They bring that up. They talk about that. And again, deflection like a motherfucker. What's it? What'd it say? Bernie Sanders blackout. They tried to say he was a bad person. And people are like, what the fuck? Bernie Sanders did that? No, he didn't. What the fuck? That's like, oh, we can't talk about him because everyone knows like we can't alienate him, so we need to just shut up about it. The Bernie blackout happened, but that's why you hear about Biden and his son, Hunter, and you hear about what happened with Hunter and how they keep talking about it. They won't let it go, and that's the other side, by the way. Whereas like they think they have something, so they refuse to let it go. But the second you're like, well, whatever. Oh yeah, well, Hillary and her emails, remember those? And just deflection until you have nothing, but you're talking about Obama's suit. And then on top of that, you're trying to say Obama was a shitty president. He was like one of the best presidents we have ever had because he actually wanted to bring change. The problem was the system was full of cutthroat sellouts. They were like, no, if I do that, then I'm not going to get money. I don't want to do that. Fuck that shit. And he's like, yeah, the point is to take from the wealthy and give to the poor who need it and help them, basically to restructure the system, which America needs, by the way. We need some fucking, not capitalism, but socialism. We need some of that. And again, don't focus on the extremes of socialism, which is what they try to do to you. There's actually good qualities in socialism. All that is take money from the rich and give it to the poor, essentially. But don't make them broke. Don't make it so they can't fucking do shit. You know what I'm saying? Just enough so that you are now part of society. Well done. Hey, the rich, you're now part of society. Well done. Now fight it out again and see who can fucking rise to the top. What the fuck is wrong with that? If you're that fucking great, you'll rise to the top. You'll win. Like me, I love going to a tournament. I get Smash Brothers. I love fighting new people. I love raising my limits, raising the bar, raising the potential. I love that shit. That's why I was number one in PlayStation All Stars across the world. Why I did so well in fucking League of Legends and StarCraft 2, PlayStation All Stars, Super Smash Brothers. Like every game I ever played that was competitive, I did really fucking well in. because that was what it was. But they're trying to rig the system because they know that they can't win, and they need to hold people like me back. Because if I show up, like when I try to get hired at Family Dollar or Walmart or whatever, they hold me back because the second I do something that I can't do that, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose my job to this kid. So they find a reason to fire me and cancel culture me, basically. Right? That's what that is. So.
Along with your dad, and in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call him a cunt.
Not to get fired.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right?
Exactly. That's how I get fired and whatnot. It's because they can't beat you any other way. So they have to fucking remove you. And they have to dip around when they're wrong because they know they're wrong. But the second they have you on something, regardless of what it is, I need to stay on this because everything that happens, and this is why when they have a victory, they're like, victory, everybody, go tell everybody. And like, again, like if I was on their side and I was trying to send their message around, I would be the #1 streamer in the world right now. I'll tell you, I'd be Hassan, basically. Alright? But because I'm saying the opposite of what they want me to say, because I'm standing my ground, because I have a spine, and because I have big balls, like I am the real big balls, like the person who's named Big Balls that works with Elon Musk, is trying to imitate me, right? But because I have standards, because I have honor, dignity, pride, and self-respect, it's literally my profile for, I think, YouTube or Twitch or something, and it says, honor binds me and guides me, basically, and it's to a fault. Literally, like, I've gotten in so many relationships where if I sold out and I fucking told them what they wanted to hear, if I lied or I play pretend or whatever, I could have gotten laid. I could have had the world, basically, if I was a bad person. And this is what I told my family. I was like, you guys are lucky I don't have a gun. Because are you lucky I'm not a bad guy? It's because the world is fucking lucky I'm not evil. Because I would be like Hassan right now. I'd be popping off. I'd be on the center of Fox News. I would be what Paul Ryan is, basically, but I'm smarter than he is. And they're trying to crush me and shut me up and shut me down. And that's this army of fucking trolls on YouTube that's, oh, you're fucking stupid. Oh, you know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. And it's just non-stop bullshit. I'm like, come at me, bro. Come at me. And again, I would have applied a lot fucking sooner. But brain tumor, stroke, having to live the life I did with the people I did, abusive mother, abusive step brother. My dog died as a result